Hi, I'm Laura. I'm a divorce specialist at Amicable, a trusted legal service which aims to help couples separate in a kinder, more collaborative way. Today I'm walking you through some tips how to support your dog through divorce. We find that this is a really important area for a lot of separating couples. Understandably, it's quite an emotive topic to discuss. Often the dog can be the kind of primary consideration for people during the process. They really want to make sure that the dog's looked after, cared for, and they're thinking about the best arrangements for them. Tip number one, maintaining routine and stability for the dogs. So generally, as most animal lovers know, dogs are animals that prefer routine. So I think as part of the kind of process, we like to talk to you about setting up the best routines for your dog, even post-separation, and what that might look like, what's practical for both of you and the dog. Obviously things are likely to change, but we can think about a good way to sort of address that and approach that together. So one of the things that you can do as a separating couple is have a think about the routines that you currently have in place for the dogs and how many of those you can stick to and keep once you've finished the separation process. And the ones that you do have to change, you can both think about what's the best way to approach that to minimise instability and disruption. Tip number two, minimise tension and stress. Dogs can really pick up on conflict, so it's important to try and minimise that within their presence. Tip number three, ensuring the dog's needs are met. Understandably, this is going to be kind of the key consideration when you're discussing the best way to support your dog in a separation. So it's really important to think about kind of the fact they're going to need consistent care and make sure that you have a plan in place to ensure that. You might find it helpful to consider doing a sort of co-petting plan just to make sure you've thought about all the different elements. And we actually also have an app, a co-parenting app, that you can use for that purpose as well. So number four would be to keep familiar items. These can provide a real source of comfort for the dog. It can remind them of the other owner, particularly if they're not going to potentially see the other owner as much. It can help them cope with the changes to their routine. Tip number five, look out for behavioural changes. Sometimes, even if you've come up with a really well thought through plan, the separation still can have an impact on your dog, and there may be some behavioural changes. Some examples would be becoming withdrawn, changes in appetite, energy levels. In those circumstances, we would suggest you might want to speak to your vet as a first port of call. That can be really helpful. There are a lot of really helpful resources on animal charity websites. Tip number six, give extra attention and affection to your dogs. Similarly to you, your dogs are going to be going through a transition, and that can cause a level of anxiety. Generally, giving them extra attention and extra affection can really help this. It can help support them and ease those anxieties, making them feel more secure. Tip number seven, focus on exercise and mental stimulation for your dog. So exercise and mental stimulation is generally always going to be good for dogs, but it can become particularly important during the separation process. After separation, your lives are going to change, and it's likely that the dog's life is also going to change. And so it's really kind of key to think about a plan and a way to ensure that they're still getting the right levels of exercise and mental stimulation despite that. You could accommodate for you leaving them for longer periods of time with certain toys, or if you're not sure about that, you can also consult with your vet and see if they have any tips. Tip 8, ease transitions gradually. Try and limit the impact on your dog of any changes. One of the things to bear in mind is the idea of kind of introducing these gradually. Rather than just an overnight change, you could think about steps up to the ultimate sort of arrangement over a period of a few months. So it gives the dog time to get used to that and adapt, really. And you can also speak to a dog behaviourist. They also have some tips and tools to help guide you with these transitions. If you're struggling to actually agree any of the changes as well, we have our co-petting service to help you with that. And if you need any help agreeing, we have our Separating with Pets service. So our Separating with Pets service is a 90-minute session with a specialist, which will help you to kind of agree arrangements, longer term and shorter term arrangements for your pets. We can also help you review your current arrangements if you think perhaps they're no longer suitable, for example, if circumstances have changed. Remember, your dog's well-being is the most important thing. So if when kind of following the arrangements you've previously agreed, you notice any behavioural changes there, speak to someone about that. It might be that you want to kind of look again at the arrangements in place and see if there's something that might be more suitable or more in line with the dog's interests. If you're looking for any more information or advice, you can follow the link below.